Good morning, folks. It's just Bob. I'm here by myself this morning. It's a Memorial Day. My son's got a little thing to do with his family, which is good. And I'm just starting the morning out here in our favorite park. We'll take a little different route and go up the hill this time. And well, we're starting to get done with my season, and it makes me so happy because it wears me out, folks. I'm telling you. I have a little nursery business, and it wears me out. It's 7 days a week. It's talking to people nonstop. It's a lot of stress. And I'm so looking forward to getting back to normal life, normal times. Here comes a car, so wait so you can hear it. Yeah, it's pretty stressful. But today I'm just full of joy. I'm so happy today. For some reason, I woke up in just a fantastic mood this morning, full of joy, full of gratefulness. Another year has gone by, and I was able to maintain the business. I was so unhealthy during the winter before I started the diet. I'm huffing and puffing, by the way. I didn't know. I really didn't know if I was going to be able to do this another year. I really didn't. And started on the diet and came back to the channel. I've been able to get through the season with flying colors. And I'm very, very grateful for it. I'm grateful to God for it. And this morning I woke up and watched Barbara's live stream from yesterday. Barbara from Crochet, from Grandma's Crochet Corner. I'm out of breath. That's a pretty steep hill. It doesn't look like it, but it is. Fixing to go up another pretty steep one. She's talking about her 300 days. 300 days and how grateful she is. Now, I haven't got 300 days. I don't know how many days it is between January 19th, when I started this diet, and today. Somewhere around 4 months, a little over. So maybe 120 days. And the changes are dramatic, folks. And I just wanted to celebrate with her. If you haven't seen her little walk and talk from yesterday, where she was celebrating her 300 days, you should go watch it. It's very inspiring. It inspired me to come out and do a talk today myself. And folks, it's a struggle. It's always a struggle to get your mind right and get ready to make a big change in your life. And all those little voices in your head saying, you've tried and failed so many times. You're going to fail so many times. But somehow you get started and it builds something about it. As you continue and be consistent with something, your confidence level builds and you become more and more confident in what you say. That's that hill. Guys, it's pretty steep. It's hard to see it, but got me huffing and puffing. I'll be on a downhill slope pretty soon. So some of the changes, when I first started on the diet, I was doing 1 meal a day. And that was good for it for a pretty good while. Then in March, I started going on 2 meals a day because I was feeling really bad. I wasn't feeling good. And that really helped me for a pretty good while. Made me feel good. Made everything go well. Slowed my weight loss down a little bit, but I was still losing. Then, about 14 days ago, my son-in-law, my daughter's husband, he loves technology. I do too, but he really loves it and he understands it better than I do. So he got one of these Keto Mojos. And that's how you test your glucose and your ketones, your blood glucose and your blood ketones. So he came over and he was telling me how high his numbers were. He was in 2.2 ketosis, I think, somewhere in there, ketones, which is pretty good, by the way. And I know, and he's much younger than me. He's half my age, and you know, and I know he's not quite as strict as me either. He's, he's not strict about the carnivore. He's pretty strict, but not as strict as I am. And I said, wow, if you got ketones that much, what do I have? Well, test me. Well, he had his kit with you because I'm sure that's what he wanted to, know what mine was. So we tested it. My ketones were like 0.6, 0.7. I can't remember, but it was so low. It's like I was in ketosis, don't get me wrong, but it was low. And I thought, what in the world is going on? I know I'm stricter than you. I know I have been absolutely religious about this thing. And boy, that lit a fire under me to try to figure out what's going on, what I've done wrong. Oh, by the way, I got my Healing Humanity shirt on. This is a large. An extra large. There's my side profile. Starting to lose weight, guys. I'm down about 40 pounds according to what I can calculate. So I'm trying to figure this thing out. And he said, I'm gonna quit baking to try to get into this thing. And I said, quit baking? Why? Bacon's good for you. He said, oh, just to try to lessen my calories. And I thought, well, I don't know if I agree with all that, but I'll put it to a test. So I put it to a test and went to one meal a day just to see if I could do it again. That was 14 days ago. And then I was able to very quickly get the ketones up into the 2.2 or 3-point range. And it's stayed there ever since. And hang on one second. Good morning.
Good morning.
I got my ketones up into very quickly into the 2.2 or even 3.2, anywhere in that range. They went straight up. And here's what happened, folks. My weight started falling off. Just falling off. It was amazing. It has been for the last 14 days, 15 now. And I've dropped almost 9 pounds in 14 days. And the inches are coming off. Not inches, but inches. I dropped an inch, just really more than an inch, where it was taking almost a month or longer to get an inch off. An inch came off in 14 days. Boy, that lit a fire under me like I haven't had in years. And I understood finally what's going on with this. I have got so sidetracked. I've been busy, by the way. But I got so sidetracked looking at all the shiny objects in this diet world that I forgot what the main mission of this channel was from day one. That was insulin resistance. And insulin resistance is the root cause of every single problem that we have in our modern world. I mean, folks, if you ever get a hold of this idea, you understand just how much, how many things this little spider web touches. It's unbelievable. And so insulin resistance is the problem. I went online and I took a little course from Bikman, which for some reason his name is going out of my mind right now, his first name. I took it on Peterson Academy, which I signed up for a while back. It's expensive, but it's like getting a college education, which I love learning, folks. I'm one of these geeks that love to learn. So they've got courses on nearly every conceivable subject you can think of. But he's got a course there on why we get sick. And it just goes through this step by step. Of course, it's insulin resistance. He was saying all the things that I have known forever, but I needed to be reminded. I needed to be able to get this thing back into my mind, refresh me, recenter me. Because I'm getting sidetracked, folks, with all the shiny objects. All this stuff that you really need to know has been known for a long time, folks. I was talking about it 13 years ago. Of course, I had forgotten my focus a little bit, and that's not good. But insulin resistance, folks. So what cures insulin resistance? And that is to get your belly and your butt and your chinny chin chin to start being melted off by lower insulin. And how do you lower insulin? You eat low carb food, but you don't overeat it, because what you want your energy to come from is from the fat cells where that stuff is stored. Your belly, your butt, and your chinny chin chin. I mean, like a mantra. You've got to remember that. And I had to remember that. No, it's not about this diet or that diet. It's not about this procedure or that procedure. It's not about 1 meal a day, 2 meals a day, eating windmills or anything else. You've got to get your calories down enough and your insulin levels down enough that you absolutely, positively knock insulin down as low as it possibly can go. And there's a way to calculate this. This is something new I've learned. I learned it from Dr. Annette Bosworth. And she talks about a little ratio that, good morning. She talks about a little ratio that is your fasting, your morning glucose number and your morning ketone reading, ketosis reading. And you divide the glucose number by the ketone reading. And if you're under 40 when that calculation is done, so if you had I can't do the math in my head, unfortunately. That ship has sailed for me. But say you had a fasting glucose number in the morning of, say, 80, 86, 84, 83, somewhere in that neighborhood, and a glucose and a ketone number of 3. You divide that bigger number by the littler number, and then you get a number. So if it's below 40, according to her, and I believe it, you're in autophagy. You're in that sweet zone where your body is clearing out fat. Where your body is absolutely clearing out the debris, the bad things that are all in your system that cause your skin to sag and cause you to have mental brain fog and everything else. It's all about insulin resistance, folks. You got to get in that sweet spot where insulin's down and your body can release all that stuff stored in your fat cells and in your tissues. Folks, if your insulin is low, your body cannot, I want you to hear me. If your insulin is low, your body cannot store fat. Period. It can't store fat. Can't store it. And it starts releasing it. And folks, if you can get that fat released, all of a sudden you've released a lot of stuff. Not only that, you're releasing vitamins like vitamin D, vitamin A. And if insulin causes fat to be stored in fat cells, those things are fat. They're made out of fat. They're stored, locked up. All these vitamins locked up in your system that you can't use. And we wonder why most people are vitamin D deficient. Even though I'm out in the sun most of the day, I'm still vitamin D deficient sometimes. It's because all that vitamin D is locked up around my belly and my butt, my chin. That's where it's locked. I can't use it. You know, my belly has stolen my vitamin D. My belly has stolen my breakfast. My belly has stolen my health. It's stolen it and locked it up. And the person, the thing that has locked up my health is high insulin. Period. It's locked it up. It's locked all of our insulins up. It's made us sick. It's made us tired. It's made us not feel good, even though we're young. Some of us are young. Some of us are not so young, like me. But, out here at this park, I see people all the time that are much older than me even. I'm 62 years old. But I see people that are in their 80s. They're out here every morning walking every day because they feel good and they want to feel good. So, yeah, I took this course with Bikman, and Lord help me, I can't remember his first name. I don't know why, but I can't. But it just reminded me of all those things. All those things. So, in the old days, when I had the channel, the videos that I was the very proudest of, ones that really spoke to what my mission was on the channel back in those days, was, of course, butter makes your pants fall off, no doubt. But the one that I put the most love and attention into after butter was insulin and the 50% diet, the 50% insulin problem, which deals with Kraft's work, Dr. Kraft's work, Joseph Kraft. And it was so informative because it really tells where we're at and what the problem is. Good morning. Where we're at and what the problem is. The problem is that we're not all working with the same deck of cards, folks. The people that are healthy, young mostly, who can eat something and within an hour and a half, their insulin comes down and they switch over. They're metabolically flexible. In other words, they can go from burning sugar to burning fat within a short period of time. So they don't have all these hunger pains and issues with out of control appetite that those of us who are very insulin resistant have. They go down. I mean, if you haven't watched that video, watch it. It'll if you haven't understood why it is that some people can eat 2,000 calories and not gain a pound, and another could eat a few hundred calories or 1,000 and gain weight, that video will teach you. Because I'm telling you, folks, it's all about insulin and how long that insulin stays in your blood. Well, so I was very proud of that video, and I was very, very proud of the video I made. Why are fat people ever hungry? I want to remake that video because in that video I was too thin and the lighting was bad. Everything was bad about it, but the information was fantastic. One advantage that I have now going through this is I've got this history that with the channel and with the information, and I'm seeing it from a different side now because I never started Butter Bob until I was, already healthy again, really. And now I'm having to use this information to get myself healthy again. So I'm being able to see it from a different side, a different perspective. And it's actually helping me to see things from maybe a different way. And I tell you, folks, that's how you learn. You learn when you can see things from a different side, maybe from a side you've never looked at before. Good morning. So, yeah, I was very proud of that video too. I'm proud of the one I did about animals using fat. I'm very proud of that one. And yeah, I'm gonna probably make, good morning, I'm probably gonna remake a few of those and bring them up to date because they're so important. And I think some of them need to be redone a little bit. And not because I'm going to update the information now, although I am going to bring some of the newer information up to them. But the thing is, insulin resistance, guys. The evil that causes people to go towards dementia and Alzheimer's. The thing that, like Cristie, we had an interview this week with Cristie. Good morning. Whose son was dramatically healed from his ADHD by lowering his insulin, getting his insulin under control with a carnivore diet. It's amazing. We spend money on all these drugs and all this stuff when really we just need to change our diet. It's amazing, guys. Yeah, we had an interview with Bill last night from High Calorie Human, which I absolutely loved. Bill, he's lost 140 pounds with this. And yeah, he's got a ways to go, don't we all? You know. And but what? The joy, you can hear it in his voice. You can hear the joy in Cristie's voice. You can hear the joy in Barb, Grandma's Crochet Corner's voice. You can hear their joy. They're joyful because all cylinders are firing and their brain is alive and they can see the world in a different way. And they're all grateful. They're all grateful and happy. That's the way to live, folks. I'm telling you, to be grateful. I'm so grateful for you guys. I'm so grateful for this channel. I'm so grateful to my Lord Jesus that He's allowed me to get through a bad time and given me a way back to joy again. I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for life. I'm very happy about it. And now that my business season is starting to get slower, I'm really excited to bring a lot more content to this channel. I think Barbara and others that do daily or very more frequent live streams or videos, there's two reasons. One, they're giving other people hope, but they're also keeping themselves accountable, keeping themselves in the loop, they're keeping the remembrance of what they're supposed to be doing in the loop. So, folks, this has been a joyful morning. I know I don't have my son with me, but hopefully we'll do a live together this week. And I'm really excited about some of the things I've got coming up, some of the plans I have for the channel. I have more time to, it takes time for creative juices to flow. You have little ideas, but until you work on them, they don't come. They don't come to fruition. You can get them in the ground, but you've got to nurture them. That video I did here with my son, you got to hold on to them like they're your prisoner. To get something creative going, sometimes you have to take an idea and nurture it until it grows up. So that's what I want to do more than anything. And I will have a little bit more time in the next few weeks to get some of that stuff going. So I'm grateful to everything. It's kind of a cloudy day here in Tennessee, but it feels good. It's probably about close to 70 degrees this morning. And So it feels good. I'm grateful that I finally get into my Healing Humanity t-shirt and other shirts, and finally into a extra large where I got basically up to where a 3X is basically needed. I could fit into 2X, but it's sometimes they were tight when I first went on the diet. Lost about 8.5 inches total. Don't know what my starting weight was because I didn't weigh at the time, but and I've always done this. You can do a little calculation where your inches at the belly button divide your weight by your inches at your belly button. You get kind of a little ratio of how many pounds it takes to make that many inches. And I'm thinking that I was probably close to 280 when I started. It means I've lost, or maybe over, it means I've lost 40 pounds. I'm starting to really feel much better. People that see me out are saying, wow, Bobby, you're losing weight. What are you doing? And for months, nobody said a word. Nobody noticed it. And even though I was around a lot of people every day, but I got a ways to go. Don't get me wrong. Probably to get to goal, I need to lose at least 50 more pounds. That put me somewhere around 190. I think that'll be a good weight for me this time. Instead of getting down to, I was under 170 during the Butter Bob's days, and that was too thin. So in that little course, he said that half your height was a good waist measurement, pretty good waist measurement. So I figure, I'm just guessing, but I figured 190 will accomplish that goal. Good morning. 190 will accomplish that goal and get me somewhere around 34 inches, somewhere in that neighborhood, which I think will be good. 34, 35 inches around the waist. I'm not going to go all the way down to skeletal Bob this time. I want to feel good, and I want something that's sustainable. I'm really looking forward to this conference I'm going to in September. And boy, after last night talking to Bill from High Calorie Human, I'm very tempted to just take a step in faith and pay for a meat stock ticket. Meat stock 27. It happens around Mother's Day in May, which is the extreme busy time of my life, but it's very close. Meat stock this coming year is going to be in Nashville, which is close to where I live. I wouldn't even have to buy a hotel room because I could just go to the conference and come home and sleep in my own bed. So I'm tempted, but I have to get a commitment from my family to watch the shop on one of the busiest days of the year. It's tough. So, but I really am excited by that. I'm excited by being able to meet people, be inspired by people, meet people like Bill, who's going to be there, and others. I hope to meet at any conference I go to. So it's very important we keep each other close to us and let each other inspire us. Like my daily inspiration, of course. My daily inspiration is Barb Crochet Corner. I'm inspired by her because she had so many problems, but the joy in her heart is so palpable. All right, guys, I've talked nonstop. I'm not done with my walk. Still got about probably 15 minutes. I don't have my glasses. 10 to 15 minutes more to walk. But I'm going to end this video and wish you well. Thank you, everybody, for watching my channel. Thank you for listening to my ramblings. Thank you for watching my live streams. I pray for you. I hope that you'll pray for me. Pray for everybody that you see that is trying their very best to make a better person of themselves, to inspire others, to give to get life and to give it back. And thank you guys. Goodbye.